Well, hey guys, Jonathan Doyle with you once again. Welcome back to the Daily Message. Love doing these. Thanks for stopping by. Please make sure you have subscribed. Hit that subscribe button down here somewhere. Probably, I'm thinking this side, but that's awkward if it's wrong. Hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell too. And I'd love you to leave a comment here. If you're enjoying the videos, if there's a topic you'd like me to cover, if you want to share your thoughts on what we're discussing today, please leave that in the comments. In the description notes here, you will find free access to my book, Bridging the Gap. You'll find out how you can book me to speak. You'll find out about a whole bunch of other stuff, how to get the podcast version. It's all here in the description, so please check that out. Today, I'm doing the first in a series of videos of viewer-listener questions. I reached out to my mailing list and said, hey, what are some of the key things you'd like me to talk about? So over these next few episodes, I'm going to do that. Excuse my slightly scruffy appearance. I've got a 4,500 kilometer motorbike trip coming up in the next few days. And the beard just helps on the bike. It really does. Shaving every day on the motorbike is not ideal, but you didn't tune in to hear that. So we're going to press on. The first episode we're going to do for you guys is from a great insight, an email that I got from Maria. I'm just going to read you what she wrote, and then we're going to unpack it a little bit. Let's do it. Jonathan, can you do an episode about remembering to focus on the important things in life? Family, friends, health, the beautiful world we live in, rather than allowing ourselves to get bogged down in all the stresses and rubbish that our work and dealing with other people's problems can cause. Okay, there's a fair bit to that. Some key themes here. Maria's obviously talking about the concept of gratitude, of where our focus is in life. In the podcast version, which is down here, I'll go a lot deeper in it, but I want to give you some quick insights on this. Firstly, this whole idea of gratitude. I would imagine that you've all heard it. You've heard of gratitude journals. You've heard of how we should all be grateful. We should practice gratitude. It's become one of those things that's talked about so often, it's almost become a bit of a platitude, a cliche. Where has all this interest come from? Before the recent gratitude movement, were we all wandering through the corridors of our lives being ungrateful all the time? Why the sudden focus? I think, and I'm taking a guess here, I would assume that what's happened is this has emerged out of the positive psychology movement of people like Martin Seligman. If you go back to the birth of modern psychology, around about the time of William James, late 19th, early 20th century, psychology as we know it today was very much focused on pathology, right? It was focused on dealing with people with severe mental illness. It was a focus upon neurosis and all sorts of mental health problems. So we were really focused on what didn't work and what to do when people's mental health broke down. And then the interesting paradigm shift that people like Martin Seligman kicked off was this idea that instead of focusing all our energies on what doesn't work and what happens when things go wrong, what if we started to study really healthy people, really happy, sort of psychologically adjusted, well-adjusted people? So that led to the birth of the kind of positive psychology movement that gave us this insight to gratitude. So that positive psychology research led to the awareness that one of the hallmarks of people who experienced greater happiness, more joy, better relationships was the experience of gratitude. So I want to say these few things to you. I think gratitude is definitely important. I think it has to be highly intentional. I think it's not one of those things that we naturally tend to do. Some of us have a sort of personality where we're just so happy all the time and we're just born grateful. That's not all of us, right? Like a lot of us struggle with this stuff at different times. We struggle with finding things to be grateful about amidst all the stresses and the strains of daily life. And that's what Maria's talking about. She's saying, what do we do? How do we find gratitude? How do we remember to focus on the beauty of our families, the people we care about, the natural world? Well, my answer to that is intentionality. It really is one of those things we have to be thinking about and doing deliberately as a practice. Like there's a whole bunch of things that we do every single day without people having to tell us. You know, we brush our teeth every day. We, hopefully we do some kind of exercise. We do various things throughout the day without anybody having to tell us. Gratitude just needs to become one of those as a daily practice. You know, I often do the examination of conscience exercise at the end of the day before I go to sleep. And even that process can help you be aware of the things that went well during the day, things that you You felt the presence of God in, you felt that you were in the right place. So those sorts of daily practices can be really helpful. The next point I wanted to talk about was, if you look at the work of philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, who, long story short, had a massive influence on Western culture, writing again in the late 19th, early 20th century. Well, he died before the start of the 20th century. I think he died in 1901, or was that Freud? Nietzsche was writing late 19th century. He had this quote once where he said, if you stare at the abyss long enough, then the abyss stares back. And it was this idea that if we focus upon the abyss, darkness, negativity, suffering, pain, evil, then we tend to attract its attention. That we tend to internalize and take into ourselves everything that's wrong with the world. So this brings us back to the intentionality of focus again, that if we focus upon everything that's not working, everything that's unpleasant, everything that's problematic, take this for what it's worth. I think we can internalize some of that energy and then redirect it in negative ways. Like, the way to think about it is, if you're in a really bad mood, or if you've been around somebody who's in a really bad mood, is it not fair to say that they kind of radiate that energy, that you can sense it? We talk about somebody having a bad vibe. We've experienced it, right? Like, most of us in life have had that experience of encountering somebody. I'm not blaming them. I mean, we don't know their story, right? But my point is that if we dwell on those things that are unpleasant, negative, things that we don't want in our lives, then I think there is a case to be made that we can really internalize some of that and then redirect it out in ways that are not going to be that positive. Related to this, I hope you'll agree, is our modern news and media cycle with its obsession on fear. Its obsession on everything. I mean, we've just lived through this COVID debacle, which has a death rate of about 0.01%. I mean, the average age of death in this country is over 80. I think it's 85. But we've just blown up our economy, locked people in their homes, destroyed civil rights, undone the fabric of our society for something with a kill rate of 0.01%. 0.1%. And it thrived on fear. It was just this vast conglomerate of technocracy and media and government, mainstreaming fear to everybody 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. So we live in this media cycle, and if it's not COVID, then it's the next thing, then it's this, then it's this, then it's this. It's be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. Why? Because personally, I think if we're afraid, we're controllable. I think if we're afraid all the time, then we will do whatever we're told. I think if we're afraid, it gets our attention, so then we can be marketed to. How many times do you see a news anchor go, when we come back, something else to be afraid of. When we come back, there's something else terrible. And so you go, I better stay watching. I better watch through the ad break in case I miss this next terrible thing that I need to be afraid of. And then we watch the ads. And you see this big cycle of kind of media and marketing and government and advertising and fear. And so it's not surprising that it's hard to focus on joy, love, family, gratitude, kindness, all the beautiful things in the world that still are there. They didn't go anywhere. Nature is still nature. There are still flowers. There are still birds. There are still sunsets and oceans. And there are still, wonderful people and joyful experiences and music to listen to. And all those things are still there. But we're being trained to focus on the darkness. I mean, you look at so much of what's happening in the US at the moment. There's a massive polarization taking place. A huge socio-political fragmentation taking place, right? And it's constantly stoked. It's constantly, you be afraid of this. Don't trust this person. That person's evil. This person's good. That person's bad. Just relentless. It's a business. It's a huge business training us to focus upon all the darkness in the world. So we've got to push back. I think we've got to be more deliberate in focusing on the things that do matter, that do bring us light and life and joy and purpose. So Maria, summary, this is a long-winded episode, I guess. I try to be brief, but I think what we're dealing with here is intentionality, the intentionality of focus, of literally choosing. It's a practice, choosing to be grateful, choosing to be thankful, choosing to find something in the day that is not staring into the abyss, something in the day that's going to lead us to greater joy, peace, contentment, appreciation of other people. It can be the smallest things. It can be the absolute smallest things. They do not have to be these great, big, seismic, mind-blowing realities. They can be really small things. So I hope that's useful. Go and focus on your family. Go and spend some time with people you care about. Go for a walk in nature. Turn off the television. Delete your social media apps. I no longer have any social media. I've opted out. I've just deleted the lot. I had thousands and thousands of followers. I have nothing now except YouTube because I like putting stuff out there. It's a good channel to do that. And if I had to get rid of that, I'd get rid of that too one day. So get rid of the news websites. Get rid of the endless fascination with the next thing to be afraid of. I said in the podcast version, which you can find below here, when I had my accident back in 2019, I went from complete health and well-being to basically almost death in the space of about 3 or 4 seconds. And then I took months to recover. I learned very clearly that there is no promise of another year or another day or another 10 years. So why spend any more of your time focused upon the darkness and the pain and the suffering and the evil? Now, I don't mean we don't focus on injustice, and we do need to have an awareness when evil is happening, right? I'm not talking about we just live in a cave and pretend everything's perfect and don't try to help. I'm just saying, you know what I mean, right? It's this hook that they use to suck us into fear and suck us into depression and to suck us into worrying about all these things that are probably never going to affect us at all. So push back, get rid of the stuff, get rid of the access points that they have to you, get rid of the access points that fill your days with darkness and fear, and go and intentionally shift your focus to what is true, what is good, and what is beautiful. Whew! Didn't plan on saying all that, but there it is. Please hit subscribe. Go and check out the show notes. There's a bunch of free stuff under here. Grab yourself free access to my book, Bridging the Gap. Check in tomorrow. I've got another great episode for you. We're going to talk about managing motivation and energy levels tomorrow. So make sure you check back. Make sure you're subscribed. My name's Jonathan Doyle. This has been The Daily Message, and I'll have another one for you tomorrow.